My Lupus Living Room is a place to listen to the stories of ordinary, everyday people who are not afraid to share the struggles and successes of living with a chronic illness called lupus. These brave Lupians put it all out there to bring us all in. We celebrate people living with lupus. My name is Suzanne. I am a mom, a wife, a business owner, and the CEO of the Lupus Foundation of America's Great Ohio chapter, and a whole lot more. But most of all, I have lupus. My purpose and my passion are to help other people with lupus. For me, lupus was a lonely, miserable, misunderstood disease, and I'm here to tell you that today it doesn't have to be. I want to talk more about the things we do not normally talk about. Since lupus impacts mostly women, my Lupus Living Room will have a focus on what it's like to be a woman living with this mysterious, unpredictable disease that has no cause or cure. I know that many would love to connect with others that have lupus. These women are fearless and have extraordinary stories of survival. I'm excited to welcome my not-so-famous guests, and with their inspiring stories that offer hope and inspiration to fellow Lupians. I believe this project will not only create awareness about lupus, but offer encouragement to those listening. Remember, there is no I in the word lupus, but there is the word us. The Lupus Foundation of America, Great Ohio chapter is here for you. For your chance to share your story and visit with me, you can reach out to me at Suzanne at Lupus Great Ohio or call 1-888-NO-LUPUS. So for now, sit back, relax, and enjoy. Greetings, everyone, and welcome to my Lupus Living Room, where we have real conversations with fellow Lupians and professionals. We'd like to keep it real. There's no practice going on here, but I'm very excited to start the new year off with a new person that I've not yet met. She is a fellow Lupian, and she's excited to share her story. And as all of you know, I feel it's very important that we hear as many stories as we can, because lupus is so complicated, mysterious, and a challenge to treat. And yet there's many of us that have these challenges that go on to have a new normal, what I call normal life. So I'm probably going to butcher her name, but welcome to my Lupus Living Room. And this is Patty Esparza. And if I said it wrong, please feel free to correct me. Thank you for taking the time. You're absolutely lovely. It amazes me how us Lupians can look lovely and have so many health challenges. But you look great, and I'm excited to hear your story. I know you met our patient navigator, and she was intrigued by it. So why don't you give us, this is your commercial in your life, okay? We have
Yes.
about 20 minutes to spend. Tell us who you are, what you do, how your journey started. So feel free to take the mic.
Hi, good morning. I'm Patty Esparza. I'm from Mexico. I have living here like 32 years in United States. And I have two kids. My daughter is 28 years and my son is 22 years old. And I'm community health worker. I coordinate for window health program for the Mexican consulate in Metro Health. And also I bilingual advocate and journey center, domestic violence. So I very involved in that community. I love to help the Hispanic community. And sorry, I thank you very much for inviting me to this good conversation.
That's okay. Well, we're excited to have you. It's not often we hear from the Hispanic community, so I'm excited. I love your lingo or your language, and you're absolutely gorgeous. So tell us what happened with lupus. You were diagnosed with lupus. When did that happen?
Yeah,
We're going to pick up where we left off. Okay. So your journey with lupus. When were you diagnosed with lupus?
when I had 21 years in 2000, like 2000. No, 1998, something like that. I start my body blow very first my eyes. Sorry, I start my body to swell all the hands, my eyes, my all the body, and I didn't know why. So I went to the doctor, and they make some examinations. Some they detected me. I have a kidney fail, but the reason was because they detected me I have a lupus. You can hear me? Hello.
Alex, I can't hear her.
You can hear me?
Now I can. Continue.
Okay. Okay. So yeah, the lupus the doctor detected me in 1998.
Did you say you had it of the eyes first?
Yeah. Yeah, first my eyes and then my hands, my legs and everything, and the when I went to the doctor is because all my body was swelled. All my body is like a monster, like very, very swell. My eyes, my head, everything. So I went to the doctor and they did a lot of examinations and they detected I have a lupus.
Wow. Very seldom do you hear people have it of the eyes. The only reason I'm aware of it is my mother in law was actually diagnosed with lupus of the eyes. And I thought, wow. So, again, just for those of you that are listening, lupus can virtually affect any organ system in your body.
Mhm.
And that's why we're all so different. So, after the diagnosis with your kidneys, what happened?
They make a lot of examinations and they didn't know what I have, and the lupus was affect my kidneys because I it's very weird because the most common lupus is in on the body and different results, but they say you lupus affect your kidneys, so you need to care your organs. But like at 20 years, I have a like always I believe in God and I pray a lot, but with that time my kidneys was affect very fast. So we have here in Ohio 2 years living here. When I arrived here, my kidneys fell completely. So I got almost 2 years with hemodialysis and dialysis. And thank you God, I have 10 years with my kidney. I have a kidney transplant 10 years ago. And
Wow.
yeah, I know.
So so you were on dialysis. You were diagnosed in the late 1990s. You
Mhm.
went on dialysis for how many years?
Only almost 2 years here in Ohio.
2
We moved.
years.
Yeah,
Oh. And
yeah,
then they decided you needed a kidney transplant. Do
yeah.
you know who your donor is? Are you allowed to know who your
I was
donor is?
in the waiting list in US, and they called me. I have some donation for you. Yeah,
Wow.
I didn't know who is that person. Who was that
Wow.
person?
That's incredible. So I do know several of our constituents here at the foundation have had kidney transplants. A couple of them had a couple of them. Actually, my uncle had lupus nephritis, and
Oh.
he had a kidney transplant, and he went on to live a long life. He did have to take medicines. He was a different time.
Mhm.
Today, when you have kidney transplants, I understand that the journey is much more easier than when he had it. Um, but he did fare along for several years. He is gone now. He lived in Florida. But all right, so tell me what that was like. Tell me your experience. You must have been very, very scared. Um, and did you
Mhm.
know anybody who had lupus that you can talk to or learn from?
No, only my husband helped me a lot. My husband and my kids. We search a lot of information, so I start to. when they detected me lupus, I love to do exercise, so I Zumba instructor, aerobic instructor, cycling instructor, and I put a lot of attention for me, for myself. So I start to do a lot of exercise, eating healthy. I think this is very important. And you know the liquids we need to count how many liquids we can drink, and everything is together to have a very health. So the important for me was, and and now it's important for me to have to eat healthy, to do exercise, to sleep very well, to have a good positive life. And for me to this experience is very sad, because it's not easy to have this disease, because do you know we have a lot of depression. And this is the reason I start to work with a community, and also the community helped me allow how to survive this illness, this disease, because they help me, because sometimes we think we are the person who has the 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 disease not harmful, but I think a lot of people, they have a more like a cancer, like when they have the diabetes or another disease, they don't have a help. And thank you God, I have a lot of help because I have insurance, and they help me a lot here in the United States.
So did you had your children before the transplant?
Only one, my daughter. My daughter has 3 years when they detected me lupus.
Okay. So
And
you've had successful pregnancies.
yeah, I lost one kid after
Okay.
my daughter, and
Okay.
also, but 1 year after my son, I lost my kid. I had 5 months pregnancy, and I have a problem because all the pregnancies was, we need to care a lot. So I lost one boy.
Yeah. So yeah, and I'm not surprised because pregnancy takes a huge toll on especially someone with kidney issues. So I'm really sorry for your loss. Um, and you're still here taking care of the children you have and the family you have. So I'm glad that you're very faithful and that you had that to lean on during that horrible time in your life. I know I had my godmother, Kay, unfortunately, shortly there after pregnancy, she passed from kidney failure. Okay. Now, again, different time, different years. The good thing is, that half glass issue is today people are living longer and there's more success stories than there were several years ago. So, my goal isn't to scare anyone, but to know that these journeys are important. And the more we learn, the better off we'll all be for a better tomorrow. So, does lupus run in your family or does kidney problem run in your family?
No, nothing, not anybody.
Nothing. How about any types of autoimmune diseases?
No,
Oh, wow.
this is
That's
very
it.
weird.
Wow. It's very different for you. So,
Mhm.
when you were growing up, you did you say you were from Mexico? Where are you from?
Yeah, I'm from Mexico, but I have living in the United States like 32 years.
I'm just curious environmental issues because no one else has this in your family. Did you grow up on well water, perhaps?
Can you repeat the question?
Did you grow up on well water? What
Well,
type of water did you have in Mexico?
the regular water for the fount. Yeah.
Okay, so you didn't have well water. Some
Mm.
people think that when lupus doesn't run in the family, and there's no genetic markers, is perhaps there was an environmental issue that
Oh,
happened. And I knew I grew up on well water. Okay.
yeah. Yeah,
And
maybe.
there was some thoughts to well water being a contributor to my issue. So I'm an identical twin, and
Oh,
my twin is healthy. So how does that happen? You know, that's one of the cruel mysteries that we continue to deal with. Okay, so now fast forward, you went on dialysis. So what was that like?
the dialysis. This is what was very hard for me. Change all my life. So I start with hemodialysis to go to the clinic every 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, for like 5 hours.
Hmm.
And the doctor say you are very young, maybe you need to get dialysis at home. The PD, I forgot the name. And they gave me the machine to start at home. So I took all the nights, like 9 hours, and that's very helped me because was every day, and they give me more energy every day. So I never start to do Zumba. I took a
Hmm.
dialysis, and I was a Zumba instructor in the church for families. So I never start to do exercise. I like to be always positive. I think this is the reason I'm here.
Hmm.
Because dialysis changed all the lives. I remember I was in depression because when somebody invited me or invited us, my family, to a party or something like that, we don't want to go because I feel
Sure.
sick. So
Hmm.
I start to go to the church here. I'm live in Lorraine, Ohio,
Okay.
and I'm start a Hispanic church, and they help me a lot, because a lot of people start praying for me to get a kidney transplant, sorry. And we have a lot of family in the church, no family for blood, but a family for for the
Hmm.
church.
Right.
And they start pray for me, and they invite us a lot of groups in the church and participate in everything. And I think sometimes the depression is in the mind for me. Not for everybody, it's not the same. But for me, it's in the mind, because now a lot of people ask me, and you have a lupus, you have a depression. I say, no, I don't have time to be depression, because I always busy in my jobs, and I love it because my husband support me, my kids, and everybody. So I have a lot of people who love me, and I give the same for them, because if you don't have a love, you can receive a love. So I always helping people, and this is, for me, is my passion. It's not a job. So I love my jobs.
Well, congratulations to you on that. And I understood everything you just said. Okay. So,
Yeah.
you and I share a lot of common grounds. I grew up hardcore Italian Catholic. Okay.
Huh?
And when I was diagnosed, um, they sent me on my way and said, You're probably going to die within 2 years. Okay.
Hmm.
And I sat home and waited and waited. Well, my mother wasn't gonna have it,
Yeah.
my mother was a prayer warrior like you wouldn't believe, okay? And she started going to the church, and her family and her friends, and she just prayed and prayed and prayed, and, she brought me to the Lupus Foundation one day, and they were looking for volunteers, and I went kicking and screaming, I didn't wanna come, and it turned out, they were looking for volunteers, and she sat next to me, she raised my hand. She raised my hand, and ever since, I started out as a volunteer, then I was a board chair, then I was a director, and now today I am the CEO.
Oh,
Um,
congratulations.
yeah,
Congratulations.
well, like you, it became a passion, it became a fight for life and a passion, okay? And fall in love with the people, you fall in love with what you do, and, some days you don't have the energy, you don't have the strength, But you're right. When you receive the amount of love that I've received from constituents and from success stories, or even sharing lives with other people, it's a tremendous, tremendous value to our lives. It's purpose. It's a
Yeah.
purpose-filled life, and I tell my staff here all the time, it's not by chance we met. I feel God, I'm a prayer warrior as well. So,
Oh.
I believe that God puts you in front of other people for a reason, and it's part of my journey.
Mhm.
So,
Yeah.
you and I share a lot of things here. And the fact that you're working within your Hispanic community is great, because so much work needs to be done there. They have a lot of people of color are impacted much
That,
worse. True, the
yeah.
African American community, but Hispanics as well,
Mhm.
Asians as well, uh, dark skinned people just have a really, really difficult time with lupus. And they're most of the time are the ones who don't reach out for help or don't get the help that they need. So, congratulations on you and making a difference in the world. And, I often wonder about the donors and how many of us realize how important it is to be a donor. I lost a niece
Yeah.
and a nephew not so long ago. When we lost the nephew, we said, no, no, we're not going to harvest any of his organs. And then afterward, we felt terrible. And then when my niece died, they pretty
Mhm.
much harvested as much as they could. And I often wonder those people who give the gift of life, how many of us realize
Mhm. We are back.
Okay. Okay. So I often wonder those people who give the gift of life and those who receive it. I wonder what their daily thoughts are of each other because, wow, what a gift that is. So if you can be an organ donor, have that conversation with your doctor. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Don't let your family make the decision for you. Some of us can be candidates, some of us, they don't want us. That's okay, but you won't know until you ask your doctor to see, if that's an option for you. But donors, God love you. For those that made great sacrifices for us, we're forever eternally grateful. So now you're working now. So what is your life with lupus like now? Do you get tired? Do you have to take breaks? Are you on a lot of medication? What can you share? Now she's frozen because this is really good stuff. I'm sorry for the interruptions because this is really good information to learn from someone who's had these horrific challenges and survived. And look how beautiful she is and the difference she's making in her community.
Yeah, because she's back.
Yeah. I don't know what happened with my internet. I think I am.
Well, the questions still stay the same, okay? So I wanted to know is what type of treatment are you on now? Do you have any limitations? How do you feel? Life after a new kidney, what is it like for you?
Now I feel good. I feel very good because I take care of myself a lot with with the nutrition, and I like to walk every day to 3 miles. And I go to the gym sometimes, but I have a treadmill here, so I like to do here. But I rest only one day, and I eat very healthy. If for the medicine, I take two medicine for life, and it's a trachomolis and microponelite. And yeah, this is I drink for life, and I think it's because my kidney is working very well, and my lupus is sleeping. Yeah, we can see that because sometimes we don't know when wake up and affect us. But I think the alimentation is very important, the nutrition for us.
So do you have to have like your urine checked more often or
Mhm.
who treats you now? Does a urologist treat you? Do you have a rheumatologist? Do they work as a team? What does that look like?
Yeah, my team is in the University Hospital, and I go to get blood every 2 weeks, or sometimes one. It depends when I have a lot of when I have some problems. Is every 6 months when I have appointment with doctors, but sometimes they 3 months or 1 month. But 1 month, one time of the month, I go to get labs. So they check and I can see in my chart something is bad. They call me. You need to change the medicine. You need to drink more or less. But now everything is okay. When I go to the doctor, it's funny because they tell me, I don't know what are you doing, but you continue to doing because you are very well. So, so I'm happy for that because
I know one of my meds, and I'm not going to say which one because when I say that, then people think they should take it. But he said I should be the poster child for it because it works so well.
yeah, it's good for us.
So,
So.
so I do know that we have constituents who've had kidney transplants. Okay, and I do know that we have constituents that are candidates for transplants, and I do know that some of our constituents feel that they got it from over-the-counter medications,
Mhm.
aggressively taking too much over-the-counter meds. So I would encourage you, if you have lupus and if you are self-medicating, make sure your physician knows exactly what you're taking. Sometimes your prescription meds and your over-the-counter med may not be a good mix.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, or sometimes the over-the-counter meds, you really need to advise your doctor that you're taking it to see that you don't run into any hiccups down the road. Because I know the one girl in my support group was really quite shocked that she got uh, uh, third stage kidney failure. Okay, so I have four stage kidney disease. All right, and of
Hmm.
course that makes me nervous. Like, what are we doing about it? What are we going to do? And help. What are we doing with the SOSs out? You hear that and you like flip out. And like every other month they have to go, you take urine samples and, they
Mm.
have one of our sponsors has this promo out calling pee in the cup. So we actually did a couple campaigns with peeing in the cup. Don't forget to ask your doctor, do you want me to pee in the cup? Because some doctors don't regularly get urine samples. So it's
Yeah,
very important to us because it's a silent disease. Oftentimes you don't know you have it until it's too late. So it should be a routine of when you go for your lupus checkups or if you're a family doctor or emergency, wherever you're going, you should always have a urine sample. It's not a big deal. We've all peed in a cup. Some do better than others. Okay. So are you working full time? Are you working full time or are you a volunteer? Oh, we lost her again. I'm going to keep going here because I just want to mention a few things that she mentioned is that she had a great support system, husband, family members. She was loved, and there were many people that gathered around her for this journey. And that is so important. And so if you're listening and you don't have that type of support, or if you're depressed and depression does follow lupus, there is help. We don't I always say, for my journey, it was a miserable, lonely, misunderstood journey. Okay. And today, it doesn't have to be that way. The Lupus Foundation stands ready to help you. We can help you with support groups, can help you with their patient navigator. We have a head patient navigator that can help you find resources if you need them, especially when it comes to mental health. We do have access to mental health, and I don't want you to meet this with resistance. Okay. I had to go through mental health. I was actually forced into mental health over my Italian stubbornness. And after you got it, it was the best thing I ever did. It could help you realign with your new world. Sometimes you need someone outside your family that isn't so biased and showering you with love and not really helping you in many ways that you need help. So, mental health is an intricate part of your journey with lupus. So if your insurance doesn't cover it or you don't understand the insurance, give Rita a call and we'll see if we can help you meet some clarity and get you some help with that. Um, it's priceless. Okay, getting someone to help you see through the lenses much better than you trying to do on your own. Support groups are fabulous, and I think support groups, if you haven't visited one, I know people don't like the name of support group, but it is a wonderful place where you can come and share common ground. People have walked in your shoes, and it's not just what you get out of it. When you have good days, think of what you can do to help someone else who might need you or to listen to them. So, support groups are a safe place for you to have a healthy conversation, to share with others who are walking in your shoes. And you can learn from each other, not just about treatment plans, because really treatment plans need to come from your doctor. Do not just take it for granted that you can do what Betty Boop does sitting next to you. Each one of us is so different. So, hi, I'm just filling up our airtime here with some good stuff. You shared about how you were loved and you have a support system. Some people don't have that. So, we can help you with that. We have telephone groups, we have great webinars for educational programs. The staff, there are 3 people here in our staff who have lupus. They are happy to take your call. And of course, we have a nurse on staff, and she's happy to help navigate your journey. So, if you are one of our constituents and we have your phone number or your email, and you've identified yourself as a lupus patient, please know that if we're calling you, we do call you twice a year to see if you're okay, to see if you have any barriers to care, or if you just need someone to listen to or provide resources. So, the Lupus Foundation is in a different place today than my journey started. It doesn't have to be lonely. It doesn't have to be misunderstood. There is no I in the word lupus, but there is the word us. So I just wanted to know your success story is a good one. And the last question I asked before we got lost was, are you able to work part-time or volunteer? What is your journey like now? You exercise, you have a better diet, you have a active relationship with those who treat you because of testing. But what about your family life? Are you able, you obviously, I would imagine that you have a better quality of life.
Uh, mm, can you hear me?
I can.
Okay, yeah. My family is always for me, and uh, my job, my also my husband is going me on the appointment doctor, and I think the family is uh, special important for me because they support me always. So I'm happy to have my family.
You're blessed. You're blessed.
Yeah,
Well, I want to thank you for taking the time, and I'm sorry that we've had such a terrible connection. We do this all the time, and 99% of the time it goes well. Okay.
yeah, always
Hopefully, if
happy.
you're ever in the Cleveland area, okay, I would love to sit down with you here in our studio at the office in my Lupus living room and have this conversation again or go scrub deeper into it. I'm sure there's a lot of people that are sitting on the sideline right now worrying about their kidneys and about kidney transplants and what's it like. So, you are a priceless young lady because you've been through it. And I would encourage you to go to some support groups or maybe at one of our next gatherings, we can have you visit with us and speak more about it. Or if you like, be free to write it all down. We do lupus magazines that we can put it in or lupus newsletters. And
Okay.
um, to meet someone who had a transplant and is doing well, wow, this is all good news. All good news. I want to thank you for your time. If there's any opportunity in your community for a lupus program, please let us know. If you think your community would benefit from a support group, we will happy to help figure out how to get that to happen as well. So I want to thank you for coming to my lupus living room. I
Not
apologize to our audience for disruptions that we had. But we are starting the new year off, so let's get rid of the bad things that happen immediately. And we're moving forward and we're moving strong, and we have a lot to do in 2024. Thank you, young lady. I hope to hear nothing but continued success stories from you. Your journey is a valuable one, and I'm sure you're going to be very passionate about moving forward and making change in your own community. Thank you so much. And as always, my lupus living room is a casual conversation with those brave warriors who have lupus, and know that your doctor is the best person to give you advice on your journey. Thanks to all. I hope you have a healthier 2024, and I look forward to hearing your story as well. Bye bye.
Thank you. Bye bye.
So, thank you for your time. We're going to do a lot of clipping and editing here. I was able to fill in some downtime, but when it's up, will you call her when it's up, Alex? Alex, so give it a little poke so you can have the opportunity to see it. I ask
Oh,
that you share it with your loved ones, and I'm so looking forward to your tomorrows.
okay. Thank you for your time. And God bless you.
Okay,
God
thank
bless.
you. You too.
Have
God
a good
bless you. Bye bye.
Bye bye.
Remember, there is no I in lupus, but there is an us. Until next time, this has been my Lupus Living Room with the Lupus Foundation of America's Great Ohio Chapter. For more information and resources to help you in your lupus journey, please visit lupusgreatohio.org or call 1-888-NO-LUPUS. The funding for my Lupus Living Room is an earmark from the state of Ohio and managed by the Ohio Department of Health. Your physician is the best person to help you in the treatment of lupus. The information you learned here today can be discussed with your doctor, as your physician knows your medical history best. Please do not make any medical changes without consulting your physician first. As with any treatment, stay educated and get information from trusted sources.